Hi, this is definitely some fried news that we got coming out of Rhode Island. So I know y'all probably been paying attention to the news, and y'all probably saw that there was a crazy mass shooting at a high school hockey game where this person basically came and somehow killed their whole family in front of everyone. Well, it turns out that the narrative in this situation has been spun so crazily that it's like honestly something that I would have never expected, but at the same time, something that's very, very, very expected. And you'll understand why I say this right now. So, at first, it was reported that the person that did this was a trans maniac that just went loose and killed their whole family. And they were using quotes from the family, basically attributing it to them doing gender affirming care. But then they had to basically backtrack in their whole statements talking about all this shit because the person was a whole ass Nazi. So it's kind of like the DEI Nazi shit that I've been talking about because this person either was trans or a cross dresser, but that's the least important part of this. And it became such a headline in the news when in reality, they should have been focusing on the part that the person was a whole ass motherfucking Nazi with whole ass nicely done tattoos on their arm, posted up, just out in public, and was literally MAGA as fuck. Man, it's a lot to explain. I'm gonna get into it right now because it's honestly something that is far too familiar with these mass shooters. I feel like 99% of the time that we see these mass shooters, they're more than likely Nazis. I don't know who else be going around shooting people for no fucking reason. It's usually someone that doesn't care about human life. And who's the people that usually don't care about human life the most? They're more than likely Nazis. So let's just tap in because it's a lot to unpack. But before I do, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You already know, man. Hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all tune in. We got a whole bunch of shit coming up this month, but let's tap. So, like I said before, this is to be expected. You know, mass shootings are like apple pie and glizzies and hamburgers and shit at this point. It's as American as the American flag. We have like a mass shooting every single day. We have school shootings almost every single day. But this is definitely different in that the person's ideology in this whole situation is something that kind of shows the state of the right wing. We have a whole new brand of DEI fascism, you know, people that are out here spreading hate and who are from marginalized, traditionally marginalized communities, or you would think they are, but in certain cases, people just get so red-pilled off the internet watching this bullshit like Nick Fuentes. You're going to see, because this person was a whole trans groiper. It seems like it makes no sense. But apparently, there's a spot in you for every single community that's out there. Let's tap in. Let's tap in. So first, we got to talk about the fact that before this shit even happened, people were trying to spin this to say that this was like trans people that were the problem, basically. People on both sides of the aisle. You know, we got the Democratic consultant class that are always trying to throw trans people under the bus. That's, you know, to be expected because they're just trying to court to this mythological centrist Republican that doesn't even fucking exist. But then on the other hand, we got the far right. I can only imagine the jolly heretic who are literally the same ideology as this person, but they're gonna say the signs were there. We just weren't allowed to say them. Oh, okay, that's what would have saved people. Predictable. I groaned with disbelief as I clicked on the Mail Online on February 17th and saw the lead article. Chilling warning signs before narcissistic trans dad shot ex-wife and kids in hockey game bloodbath. And I'm just going to guess that they were more than likely not the same type of like I guessed it that I am, because they left out the whole Nazi part, which is, you know, something that you probably shouldn't forget about because more than likely, we have so many incidents, especially in the past year, where the people were like certified Nazis or had some right-wing ideology. But New York Post was another another group that came out and had to talk about this incident. And when they first came out, they said Rhode Island trans dad, Robert Dorgan, killed son, ex-wife, and critically wounded grandparents. And they're just leading with it, straight up, coming out the gates. Transgender killer Robert Dorgan murdered his 23-year-old son and ex-wife and critically wounded her parents at Monday's horrifying massacre at a Rhode Island high school hockey game. It was revealed Tuesday. Tragic. Aiden Dorgan had just graduated from college as an engineer, designing a robot to hand out Halloween candy as part of his studies, and got engaged last year, Providence Journal said. Aiden's mom, Rhonda Dorgan, 52-year-old's ex, who was slain alongside her son, was meanwhile a beacon of light and the sweetest loving person this earth, a pal wrote on Facebook. Our family has been forever changed by the tragic events at Lynch Arena, where we lost our beloved brother Aiden and their mother Rhonda, who was also my stepmother. In addition to this unimaginable loss, their grandparents are currently in critical conditions, fighting for their lives. Robert and Rhonda's teenage son Colin, a star multi-sport athlete, was competing on the ice just feet away when the dad launched into his heinous rampage, killing the boy's mom, sister, and older brother. Big ass transgender, they wrote on that shit. Ava, a nursing student, said her father worked on boats and had no history of violence. She said she was unaware he owned guns. When the outlet asked if she and her siblings were close with their father, she said, "We were not in the last few years." A relative has said Dorgan had a total of 6 children, including 3 with Rhonda. After his sadistic rampage at Pawtucket Ice Rink, Dorgan, who went by Roberta Esposito and underwent gender reassignment surgery in 2020, took his own life. One of his daughters told local NBC affiliate WJAR that her father has struggled with mental health issues for his entire adult life, and that "I think his gender identity issues are a symptom of a deeper issue." Court records show 2 of Dorgan's former wives filed child support cases against him just 5 months apart in 2016. Former wife Heidi Wallace, who filed in January of that year, declined to speak when reached out by the Globe on Tuesday. So basically, they try to frame it into saying that it was some sort of right-wing ideology. You pretty much see throughout the article that they try to frame it that it's some type of transgender ideology, that there's just like a whole bunch of transgender people going around committing mass murders and shit like that. First it was the furries, now it's the transgenders. They're just trying to point to everything besides what it actually was. And this was obviously someone with mental health issues, but it was more the fact that they were a whole motherfucking Nazi. This is like a filter, because if you're a conservative, what you're going to see is this may or may not be a trans person or cross-dresser or just a trans individual. But if you're, I guess, left of the spectrum, you might just fucking notice the big-ass goddamn totem cloth and SS tattoo. Keep in mind that this shit is done like whoever did this tattoo did this shit professionally. Like, this isn't no bootleg in jail tattoo that someone does with like a fucking dusty ass needle or some shit like that. Like, yo, this is a crazy ass tattoo, bruh. People just see this. But do you see the family didn't care that they had a whole Nazi ass tattoo on their arm? Like, god damn, bruh. What did they say? Trans my whole life, post operation, back Trump 100%, love America. They don't stand for me. They don't speak for me. Fuck these commie assholes. MAGA. Big ass Nazi tattoo. Meanwhile, people are still posting shit like this. The T in LGBTQ stands for terrorism. Goofy ass motherfucker. Allies for America. Like, they literally have crazy ass posts on their Twitter. Their Twitter is literally like a pro-Nazi Twitter. They were literally posting just last week saying that they wanted Nazis in the White House. Bro, what? And then people be like, we're the conservative party of Christian values. Yeah. We are all Rhodesians now. If you don't know, Rhodesia is basically Zimbabwe when it was a white supremacist Nazi nation. One of the shooters in the Dylan Roof, who was the shooter in the black church in South Carolina where he basically killed a bunch of people, he had his own custom blog called The Last Rhodesian, where he basically was posting shit like this, Nazi ideologies and shit, and basically used that as his driving force for killing a bunch of regular black churchgoers, like 9 people. And keep in mind too, this person, Roberta Dorgan, was a very, 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 very much a groiper, but way too old to be just like a regular groiper. Like, they're a fucking senior citizen groiper at this point. I'm so sick and tired of sharing our country with people that hate us. Well put. Take all the Mandanis, Omars, Talibs, and take all the Shapiros, Fines, Loomers, Levins. Take them all, put them on a boat, and get them the fuck out of our country. Well put. Okay, goofy ass. MAGA. We're pro-labor, pro-union, pro-MAGA in my shop. Love it. They hate Trump. Simple. Bruh. These are some of the craziest posts that I've ever fucking seen. GYFM, full surgery, and to the right of Hitler. This person said that they're to the right of Hitler. Like, please understand. Who do you know in your actual life that's out here posting on social media saying that they're to the right of Hitler? What is even to the right of Hitler? I don't even know what the fuck would even be right of that. But whatever was right of Hitler is what this person, Robert or Roberta Dorgan, was going into. And that's what the life that they were living. So fuck all this shit talking about trans people and trying to throw them under the bus and people out here trying to like see all these articles about trans people. This is just a trans person that happened to be a Nazi. Just like how we made a video on Ye and Myron Gaines and motherfucking Sneeko and Nick Fuentes, who are all people of color that happen to be fucking Nazis. We got Myron Gaines out here throwing Sig House. We got Nick Fuentes, who's a gay twink, who's also Mexican. He happens to be those things, but he's also a Nazi. So it doesn't even have to be an actual ideology that makes sense. Most of these people are just like a smorgasbord of different fucking stupid ass online ideologies that they came up with and think that it makes sense. Like, bro, if Hitler saw any of y'all, he would be murking y'all on sight. So it's just crazy that we literally have people out here that are living this ideology that don't even fit the motherfucking ideology itself. But it also makes sense because there's people that are right. But to be that far right, you have to have some type of fucking mental issues, yo. Like, because no one actually just wakes up and turns into a fucking Nazi. It's wild because New York Times had to walk back that the person was a Nazi, but in doing so, the first thing that they put in the article is transgender Rhode Island maniac Robert Dorgan, who murdered his wife and one of their sons, had vile neo-Nazi tattoos. Like, don't y'all think it's kind of crazy that they put transgender before the whole fact that they're a fucking vile neo-Nazi and had crazy neo-Nazi tattoos? Like, that shit is not goofy to y'all. The transgender Rhode Island maniac. Like, they didn't even mention the fact that the person was hard right MAGA, was a fucking Nick Fuentes supporter, and has, like, who? This person has better tattoos than me. Like, twin. How do you have better tattoos than me? I mean, not to say that I have, like, this is a crazy tattoo. Not the actual message of the tattoo is not what I'm saying, but like the quality of what they actually got on the tattoo is crazy. Like, they paid a lot of money for that. Photos show that the twisted Robert Dorgan, who went by the name Roberto Esposito, inked a large SS symbol on his right arm, representing the Schutzstaffel paramilitary organization under Nazi Germany. The symbol was frequently used in the Third Reich propaganda and signage. In the middle of Dorgan's arm tattoo featured a bright red pseudo-runic letters appearing a white skull and crossbones with glowing red eyes, known as a Totenkopf or a death's head, which is the second most used Nazi insignia. According to the ADL in Nazi Germany, the death's head was a symbol of one of the branches of the SS whose purpose was to guard the concentration camps. Dorgan had a history of spewing anti-Semitic and racist rants on social media. Tim McBride is a man. Community note if I'm wrong. Keep bashing us, but don't wonder why we go berserk. Why did they use that? I thought they were going to use a different example. White pride worldwide. W white power. It's on there. T Cuda girl. F good morning, friends. Have a white day. White power. Like, this person was literally a fucking Nazi. These people have lost all their goddamn marbles. And it's like, even if you're white, black, brown, or whatever, if you're a fucking Nazi, you're obviously someone that is fucking dumb in the head, has some screws loose. But if you're openly posting that and making it your whole personality and posting it like you love that shit when you're working at Bath and Body Works, like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, you're the master race over here and you're not even ahead of the game. Like, you're doing worse off than all the people that you think are doing. Like, you're the master race and you're mad because minorities are doing well around you. You just don't know how to deal with that type of shit. And instead of like going out and trying to change your life or doing positive stuff, you're going out and killing your family members, which is, you know, the Trump starter pack. When we look at Trump supporters in general, they're known to be killing their fucking families when they disagree with them. But on top of that, just in general, like, you had the head start. You're the motherfucking master race. And you out here crashing out. End of the day, the real problem is capitalism and these fucking politicians that you put into office that are leaving you down bad. And it's not people that are marginalized that are causing this type of scenario. But why were they seeing people attacking trans people and still wanting to be on that side makes no motherfucking, like, it makes no sense to me. Keep in mind that MAGA supporters killing their family members, like, that's a starter pack for the average Trump supporter, because the Robert Dorgan person was not even the first motherfucker this week that killed their whole family over some complete bullshit. We got the dude in Texas who is a Trump supporter who killed his daughter after she called him out and argued with him over the fact that he was such a hardcore Trump dick rider. Body cam footage basically came out after he killed her, and bro was way too calm.
No, so she was just about to go to the airport.
Real quick, who is she to y'all?
That's our daughter.
Okay.
It's my daughter.
Okay.
And we were getting ready to go to the airport and we were talking about guns, and she said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Yes." I got it out and it just went off as she stood there. Like, as I...
It just went off. Like, bro, he's way too calm. Like, no one finds that shit weird as fuck.
Pulled it out.
Okay.
It went off.
Okay.
It must have been...
Keep in mind that this guy is still walking the streets. Also, like, he didn't get charged or anything for this. This was a year ago, 1/10/2025.
Obviously.
Did you put the gun on the bed?
I put it on the bed straight away,
Okay.
yeah.
Where was it at?
It was in the bedside cabinet.
Okay, you have like a little... You just keep it in there?
In a locked box.
Okay.
And we took it out to look, and just as I picked it up, it went off.
Okay.
Bro did that shit.
Ma'am, I'll have you step over here and we'll all come over here. Okay.
Okay, so sorry.
Are they involved?
Can somebody go?
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. I got you. Yep. Here, let's just... I just want to... So if they have to come out, because there's like
Because
9...
they were about to go back to England, so she's not
Well, she's not going there.
Okay. And
Bro's way too calm.
are you...
This is her boyfriend.
Okay, boyfriend. Okay.
Baylor Squad White, please, here, making me all pretty.
Yep, we got it. More than likely, honestly, she's probably going to go to Plano. Based on the injury. It'll be THR Plano.
Okay.
More than likely. I'll tell you here shortly.
Do you know if she's breathing or?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So, okay. Hey, Lucy, can somebody come...
Today's outcome has finally given Lucy her voice back. After what has been an unrelenting year of deep shock.
Holy fucking shit, man. Right-wing politics is a fucking death cult. Like, these people don't care. You disagree with them, they want to fucking murder you. Or just in general, just the fact that people don't value people's lives should definitely be a telltale sign that they don't give a fuck about anyone else in their country. And they cheer on when these people be doing these right-wing shit, or when we got right-wing paramilitary death squads like the motherfucking ICE agents out here killing people. It's just all a part of their twisted ass game. So it's just crazy what really be going on. But I feel like the most interesting aspect of it is you do not have to be just like a bald, chud, virgin white dude to be a white supremacist. But we got so many people that are out here that are making it more diversified. We got diversity, equity, and inclusion white supremacists now, and it's crazy.